Map to our lives, or of our lives. It is a opinion story. It's the what ifs, woulda, shoulda, coulda, all those kind of things. And it was inspired by Nicole's speech from a few weeks ago.
Oh.
Maya?
I'd like to welcome Grit.
What was the first decision you made that affected the outcome of your life? At the beginning, you're all taken care of by your parents, and then you come up to a point and you run off with your high school sweetheart, or you join the Army, or you go to college. Mine, I was 16 years old, barely out of high school, just graduated when I was 16 because I'm wicked smart. My dad was a college professor, and he says, "Why don't you go to college?" I said, "I don't want to. I've been working on motorcycles since I was 10, been working on cars since I was 14. I want to work with my hands. I want to be a mechanic." And so I got in my car when I was 16. I drove down the road to the Shell station. I walked down in and I said, "I want a job." The guy says, "Fill out an application." I said, "I can do that." Got in my car and I drove down to the Texaco station. And I walked on in, and there was a mountain of a man, 6'5", probably 400 pounds, and he was running around. I said, "I'm looking for a job." He says, "You get back here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and I put you to work." So I drove on home, walked in the house, and my mom goes, "Hey, the Shell station down the street called. They want you to start tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So here I am, first time in my life, Shell or Texaco, Shell or Texaco, Shell or Texaco. The Shell station was actually cleaner, closer, nicer, and more convenient. But that dude at Texaco, he looked like he needed work, needed help. I worked there for 5 years. That's not the point of the story. During that 5 years, I was the head mechanic. We had tow trucks that I drove. I rented the U-Hauls. And I met people there that are still my friends today, best friends. And I met one guy there named Johnny Carmone. Johnny Carmone called me from Ultima Beall, and he says, "Hey, I got a job for you at a line mechanic, union wages, union benefits. Come down to Ultima Beall and work with me." I said, "I can do that." I'm at Ultima Beall, and Johnny Carmone quits, and he goes across the bay to Fremont to Julio Pontiac GMC AMC Jeep Subaru Saab DeLorean. And the boss at Ultima Beall walks up to me and he says, "Hey man, your buddy quit. How would you like his job?" I said, "Right in the service?" "Sure." He says, "Cut your mop of a hair, shave your goatee, get a tie, be here tomorrow morning." I said, "I can do that." A few months later, Johnny Carmone calls me from DeJulio Pontiac GMC AMC Jeep Subaru Saab DeLorean. He says, "Hey, you've been right in service. We need a new one over here. Why don't you come over to Fremont DeJulio Pontiac AMC Jeep Subaru Saab DeLorean?" I said, "I can do that." So I worked there for 10 years. Not the point of the story. There, I met a guy named Rio. And Rio was a dope-smoking hippie that is still one of my best friends today. Good friend. And he came up to me and he said, "Hey man, I got a girl I want you to meet, man. She's blonde, she's 22, she's 5'7", she's got blue eyes, and she's gorgeous, and I think you guys would get along." 35 years later, I'm up in Boise. We have 4 boys, and we lost one to a heart problem. That's not the point of the story. I'm telling you what in the world would have happened if I would have taken that job at Shell. So here I am, and I take the job at Shell, and I meet a little Chinese girl, and we get married, and we have 5 beautiful little Chinese daughters, and I'm in Vermont at a Toastmasters meeting going, what would have happened if I would have taken the job at Texas? But maybe life doesn't work that way. Maybe when you're walking along and you go choice, 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 maybe your job is really choice back in line, choice back in line. Maybe I would have taken that job at Shell, met another person, and I would have been standing at Fremont DeJulio Pontiac GMC AMC Jeep Subaru Saab DeLorean. And Rhea would have said, "Hey man, I got a girl I want you to meet. She's blonde, she's 5'7", she's 22, she's gorgeous, and you guys get along." And I'd be sitting here up there going, what would happen if I would have taken that job at Texaco? That's not the point of the story. Years ago, there was no MapQuest, there was no Google. When you took a drive across the country, You took your map out and you laid it on the table, and you took a red marker and you went from New York or Jersey down to LA, Orange County, and you got in the car, hopefully not a DeLorean, and you go down the road and you have a flat tire. And you say, I should have changed the tires. If I only would have borrowed Dad's car, I could have been down the road farther. And you get to Colorado, and the transmission goes out. It probably was a DeLorean. And you and the kids have to spend 2 days in Colorado because that's how long it takes to fix the transmission. And they see mountains and rivers and vistas and views, which is actually the same word, and valleys, and they stay in a hotel that has a slide, and they buy little trinkets at the store, and they still have them up on the wall. Memories. And 10 years later, you're rummaging through your drawers, and you pull out that map, and you lay it down, and you go, kids, honey, come check this out. Remember this journey we went on from New Jersey to Orange County? Remember all the problems we had? And you go, what a trip. I wouldn't change a thing. So maybe at the end of your life, the end of existence, it could be luck, or fate, or faith, or free will, or something else. You look down the barrel at the end of your life, and you go, well, all the would-haves, could-haves, and should-haves. The guy that got the drunk driving ticket, he's sober because of that. Or the person that got divorced, the next wife or husband, she got divorced or he got divorced. The next spouse, they're treating better. And the person that lost a kid is sympathetic and empathetic to the other people that have lost kids. And somebody sets up an account and a group that takes care of those people and gives them better views of life because of it. And you look back at your life and you go, wow, what a trip. And the would-haves and the could-haves and the should-haves are all supposed to be's. And that's the point of the story.
Wow, I actually got a little teary-eyed.